Everyone wants to win more games of Fortnite, and in this video I'm going to break down some gameplay that will give you some tips and plays that will help you improve your gameplay, but also hopefully help you win more games this season. I'm Malteser, and if you like this type of content, if you could please like the video and subscribe to the channel, it really means so much to me and helps me grow the channel. Let's see if we can get the video to 100 likes. That'll be the most the channel's ever had, and if you leave a comment, the best comment below will get a mention in the next video. Now I'm going to go through my thought process as I play a game of zero builds, and if you can translate what I'm saying to your gameplay, you will see not just an improvement in your overall game and your overall play, but hopefully you will equate this to more victories. There's been a lot of talk about the movement this chapter, and it was very negative coming out of the community at the beginning. Obviously there's been a little bit of an update to the movement, but this season for some reason I really enjoy the gameplay. I really enjoy the movement. It's been one of my best seasons overall. I'm by no means a pro at the game, but the weapons, the movement, all has just seemed to work very well for me this season. And there's obviously a couple of metas to talk about going into the gameplay, and we'll go over all them as well as the actual gameplay itself. There's certain ways to play that can just benefit you a lot more this season, and as we go along in the video I'll explain it all in more detail. Early game, you want to find a landing spot you're comfortable with and get looted up to deal with any encounters that might happen. The next thing I'm looking to do is to make sure that I get healed up. I want to get my shield up as high as possible, and once I know that the area is cleared out, the next thing I'm going to do is loot up in the area to try and get the best loot I can going forward. Just a little tip, I would try and land at a couple of named locations central to the map so you can get yourself involved in the action and used to a lot of close range fighting. Now I pick up a car because cars are one of the best items in the game this season. Not only can you use it for manoeuvrability, but you can also use them for cover. And not taking up an item slot just means that that is an absolutely unbelievable item you can have whilst you're playing through the game. You can get around the map very, very fast, and you can cover a lot of ground, and you can use it in fights. Now the Jeep is the preferred vehicle. It's the better vehicle this season. It just has 1000 HP and it can get up and down and move around quite quickly, and you can see you can drive through the water quite quickly. Now I get to a location, I see the guy, I use the cover to keep him in my eye. I chase him down because he's running in, and I'm assuming that he might be low health or not really comfortable fighting. I see him come back up, but I use the right peak. We get into a fight with the shotgun. I should be really dead there, but I win that because of right peak, shoulder peak. Really, he has the blue auto frenzy. I go out, I hear footsteps. This here is a bot, and I take her down. It would have been risky if it was a real player on such low health, but now I'm going to heal up because the area is clear. That first fight though shows you the importance of right shoulder peak and just how powerful it can be, because you can see them fully and they can't really see you, and you can get a lot more damage to them than they can to you. So that's one thing to really get comfortable using, that right shoulder peak. After fully re-healing, I'm on the move. I'm trying to get closer to the circle, but obviously I can hear fighting going on my right. As it goes on for a while, I start to think that it's either bots or players who are not as capable at fighting. So I'm just moving. As you can see, I'm using a bit of cover at a time, trying to get the high ground to see where the fighting's coming from. And once I'm into a decent position, I've got the rock there to fall back with if I get into any trouble. I see the player starting to come down the hill, and as I see him coming down the hill, he's just in the open. That's an easy kill. Once I've got that kill, I'm making sure no one's coming else out of the storm. Now, here's a really good thing this season. Third partying can be such a powerful tool. It's horrible when it happens to you, but if you see it, don't be tempted to just run straight in. What I see is they're fighting for a while, so I'm assuming they're either, again, bots or players not that strong at fighting. But what I want to make sure is no one's going to come in and third party me. And also what I'm going to do is try and get the high ground and see what's happening in the fight. Obviously, I see them trading shots. I realise they're not the strongest of players or the bots. And basically, we've got easy pickings. I line up my shot, bang, do a little bit of damage, get the kill, and then this guy, he starts running around. He doesn't know what's going on, where it's come from. I move in because I'm comfortable that I'm going to take this guy out. I get closer to him. He stops to fight. He's in the open. Basically, we trade off some shots, but with it being a bot, that one's over easy, quite simply. But that just shows you that in third party, if you just be a bit more tactical, you can come away in a really, really strong position. Now again, I hear fighting going on in the distance, but what I want to do is I want to use my position to gain an advantage. I've got a bush here for cover, and I've got the high ground. And I'm just checking. There was a bit of shooting going on, and obviously I want to make sure that the coast is clear. I see that there's a hired guy, and then also I see the guy who's hired him. Now I've got the high ground. I can get a couple of shots off. He tries to maneuver me this way, so I just use that high ground to take a little bit of advantage, get a couple of shots off. He's got a shield, so it's quite hard to fight them head on, but there's ways to deal with them. I blast his shield to get him to lose control of his shield, and I get a couple of more shots off on the damage. I'm not really bothered about the NPC, as you can see, he's shotting grenades and stuff at me. I just want to get rid of the player who's got less health, easier to kill, and that way I see him running around. I'm not going to chase him. I'm not going to be head too gun-ho. He's either going to come through the building or around the side. I realise he comes through the side. I use my advantage. I get a shot off on him, and he's quite a good player, gets a lot of damage on me, but using that high ground, you see that I'm able to get that kill. Once I'm healed up, I go back in cover to just check out anything that was going on. I hear a little bit of fighting going on at the side. I'm quite comfortable with everything, that nothing's behind me because I've got a small partition of the zone. And I just peek out for a second here, and when I do peek out, you'll see what happens. I get shot. That guy's obviously waiting. There we go, there's the damage. That guy's obviously waiting. So the first thing now is, he knows where I am. He's got right shoulder peak. I'm not winning that fight. I get out of there because the first thing to do now is to make sure I get healed up. Out of that, into the safe zone. I use the storm. I know nothing can come this way. Anything that's coming only has to come forward, and we live to fight another day. It's not always about fighting every fight. That's why maneuverability items this season are so important, and also healing items. If you can have a healing item, then it can help you. And now what I want to make sure is no one's chasing me down, because if he's a super aggressive player there, he could chase me down. I'm looking for some heals. I managed to grab some heals, and I'm just checking the area's clear as I see a player drives over me. But now he drives off to the right. I'm in the zone. There's not much coming from that way, so I'm going to try and heal up while I can and get that heal off while I can. I would have liked to have got the forecast tower. I didn't get it this game, unfortunately, but obviously I do advise. I'm now moving into cover using the storm, keeping the back end of the storm at the back of me, so I know there's nothing can come behind me. I'm using the cover. I'm checking my angles. I'm making sure that I'm keeping the storm behind me, and I'm just looking at in front of me, seeing where everything is. There's a lot of places to cover, and obviously I know that at the minute I'm in a good position because no one can come behind me. Obviously you can see a medallion player at the other edge of the zone, so I'm going to keep my eyes focused on him because I'm imagining he's quite a good player or aggressive player. I see some fighting going on, and I'm going to get some shots off and do some damage if I can, to just, even if I don't get the kill, it gets another player out the game. But obviously I see the medallion player gets the kill, and I'm trying to get some damage in while I can. I'm using that high ground. I'm not going to rush straight in because the zone's going to move now, as you see. So because the zone's moved, we are both out of position, and we're both going to need to start moving. Guy dies to the storm, so we're down to the last two. And now really it's about the movement. Using the movement. Movement is so key in this game. And I take damage there for no reason whatsoever, and I really should lose this. He's got the high ground, but the manoeuvrability item gets me out of a little bit of trouble, and using the storm and using the cover gives me a great advantage here. I know that he's moving at the side of me. He keeps hold of the medallion for whatever reason, which is something that I wouldn't do at this position, and I'm just moving along with the circle, keeping him in my sight, keeping him at that angle. He doesn't know where I am. I'm at an advantage. He knows where, I know where he is, but he doesn't know where I am. using the cover. I'm just anticipating his movement. I don't know why he hasn't pushed me, because he's got the high ground, he's got the medallion. At this point, I'm starting to feel a bit more confident that he doesn't really feel confident in pushing me, so a close range gunfight might not be what he's looking for. Now, the storm's moving, the circle's on his side, it gives him the advantage. I'm just slowly staying in cover. I'm guessing that he's behind the tree or the rock, and I try to draw him out. As I draw him out, he comes out like I expected him to. He starts shooting all over. I get that snipe off at him, and because his shooting's going all over, I just know I'm going to go in. If he was a good player, I'd try and get behind the rock, but I just knew he wasn't that confident with the way he was shooting his shots off, and we managed to get the victory royale. Now, this video is to try and help you tips to win more and become a better player. If you like the video, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel, and hopefully see you around for the next one.